Let's Talk the Traitors Season 3, Episode 5 Recap. I am Peju Bamgboshe Roethlisberger.
Hi everyone, and I'm Naomi Bamgboshe.
Hey everybody, thank you for joining us again as we break everything down. Traitors, Episode 5. We like to start everything off with a toast, as always, to the Traitors and Mr. Alan Cummings.
Okay, let's lift our glasses to Traitors and the wonderful host, Alan Cummings. Continued success with Traitors, long life, prosperity, health, wealth, and happiness. Salud.
Salud. You know, I really liked his suit, Ma. I don't know what color you would describe it as. Greenish, bluish, coral. It was really nice.
Yes, is that the one with the long scarves hanging in? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Tre Elegante, yes.
I feel like he stepped up his clothing game, like, every season a
Oh,
little bit.
yes. Oh, yes, he got high marks for that one, that's for sure.
All right, so let's start off with the recap, guys. This episode really had a lot of drama going on. You know, Boston Rob made a big move by getting rid of Bob the drag queen last week. And some people thought it was genius play, and other people thought it was not so genius play. The only thing is now, Boston Rob has more eyes on him, and that's kind of where we start the episode. Rob is already on edge with Carolyn and Danielle. He's trying to play it cool, saying he won't go after them unless they make the first move. But I don't know. I still feel a little bit of tension in the air, Mom. Carolyn.
A little bit of tension. Oh, man, you could cut the environment with a knife. It's so thick, the atmosphere filled with tension. And, well, in particular, among the traitors.
Yeah. Caroline is getting suspicious of Rob and Danielle. But now we see Danielle has her sights on Caroline, too. Oh, my gosh. Let's start everything off, with the murder. Who did they murder? Poor Robin. Now, what do you think about them murdering Robin, Mom?
I don't know if the whole thing was just because Robin was pretty vocal. Robin was a little vocal.
She was.
And so maybe they felt like it was a good move. Okay. And Robin was
Another
housewife.
Another housewife.
So they seem to be zeroing in on the housewives.
I don't know if I would have murdered Robin or not. I don't know. If I maybe one of the Bambis, which we see what
somebody did mention Gabby.
Somebody did mention Gabby, yeah.
But somehow or another, guess who was able to persuade them to go for Robin?
Who is it, Ma?
Could it have been Rob, the treacherous traitor? Could it have been Rob? Yeah.
Okay, so by things...
Guess who wants Rob out?
Caroline and Danielle.
Okay. Carolyn and Danielle, they want each other out.
Yeah,
right.
Let's go.
Okay.
So Wes has a theory. Wes tells Ivar that, only a traitor would have known Bob's true role in the game, and it's kind of a little clue as to, that Rob is a traitor. But guess what, Ma? Ivar goes back and he tells Rob that Wes had his name in his mouth. Now, that's a whole nother story. We'll fast forward to that. But do you think that was a good idea for Wes to tell Ivar, and I guess who else was there? Derek and Bob. Do you think that was a bad move?
Okay, but see, here's the thing about it. Well, clearly it was a bad move. We can see it in hindsight, but he had to kind of put it out there so he could find out who he could trust if he's looking for any type of ally, because he doesn't know.
Yeah.
But now that he put it out there, then he's seeing, well, I see he'll go back and tell whomever, whatever, or at least he'll go back, at least Ivar would go back and tell Rob. I don't know if he would have told everybody, but we know for sure he told Rob.
But was it do you think that Wes came up with a good excuse? Okay,
now that's part two. That's not the same thing.
Okay.
Yes. And it wasn't like a total lie. It was sort of him being very technical about it. Because what he sort of said was, I don't know if he said, well, Bob, you're the traitor. I don't know if he said, Rob, you're the traitor.
Right.
But what he did say is that how would he know unless he was the traitor? He didn't say outright, right? It was clear, the
It was
implication,
very clear, right.
but he did not say. But guess what? Then people could have said, oh no, you're barking up the wrong tree or whatever. He didn't really say in the same sense that Rob said he knew Bob, the drag queen, was a traitor.
Yeah.
So he didn't just come out and name him in that way.
Okay.
He put it out there and said, this is, think about this.
Okay.
What do you think? Now, okay, well, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Now, well, I was going to say Bob Harper.
Okay, we'll move on to that.
Okay, that's why I said let's wait because that happens down, right?
Let's get into the mission a little bit. So the group, that mission, I don't know what you want to say about that. You had to figure out.
Well, they get $15,000.
Yeah, they banked $15,000 from. It was like a riddle. So whoever solved the riddle, but it was. I don't know if it was that exciting, but the thing was Danielle.
Well, that was the most
messy.
right. That was the most dumbfounding thing, with that.
So if you answer the riddle correctly, then you would put up a picture of whichever player you wanted to get a shield, and for some reason,
and you could include yourself,
of course. But Danielle was the first person to not put her picture up.
Yeah,
she started off by protecting a housewife because she says, "Oh, I feel so bad for the housewives, and there's only one left." And she wants to put her up.
So how can you be feeling so bad for somebody else when you have your own neck to try to save?
And then she takes off Derek, who
was an ally
from Big Brother.
Right.
And so that was weird. And then we see Chriselle wondering, what's going on? So then she goes back up again and answers correctly and puts Derek's picture up there this time again.
Right.
And doesn't put hers up there. And so people are
like, why do you feel so confident that you're protected?
Right.
Why do you feel that you don't have to try to save yourself?
Yes.
That just didn't make any sense. She just drew a big X on her own back.
Right. And then when she does that, she decides that she's going to throw Caroline under the bus. She starts spreading rumors that Caroline has been talking behind, people's back. And she goes and she mentions it to, I guess she's in the bus or the van. And who's in the van with her? Derek is in the van. I think maybe Wes is in the van.
I know, she's got a van.
Dylan. She mentions it to Dylan.
A van full of people.
Dylan, yes.
She mentions it to Dylan at the table somewhere, right? What was that she was talking to at the table?
She talked
because they said, because I think it was Dylan because he said, it was a guy. Because he says, Carolyn, she's so all over the place. Right. And she goes, what better person?
Yeah, it was
to
Dylan.
Be? Yeah.
And Dylan likes Danielle, but Dylan also loves Rob and started even wearing his hat back like Rob. He's a huge fan of Rob.
Well, you know what? That could all be game because don't forget he's been watching Rob. Mm-hmm. And that could all be game.
But I don't know. And then
you don't know if he's a fan or that's game.
And then Danielle tells Brittany, and Brittany is not really believing it because Brittany is just like, Caroline? Like, Caroline, nah, she couldn't, da-da-da. And then Danielle says, well, Caroline had your name in her mouth. And so, Brittany's like, oh, okay. So she's not really so suspicious of Danielle.
But she didn't really. But Danielle was not telling the truth, really.
No, she was lying.
Because she did mention Brittany, but not as a traitor. She was lying.
She was completely lying. Well, the whole,
Danielle was really.
I really just don't understand that. And then we know, of course, that Dylan goes and tells Caroline that Danielle had her name in her mouth. So that is not good. Okay, moving forward, we have the roundtable drama between Nikki and Rob. Now, when I say drama between them, it's really no drama between them, but who's going between Nikki and Rob? Chriselle, what was Chriselle thinking? Now, that was supposed to be Chriselle's best friend.
That whole speech,
yep,
so passionate, so emotional.
Right.
Anybody on the fence would have listened to it.
Right.
She had a longer speech than anyone for defending her decision to choose Nikki.
Right.
She had one of the most passionate speeches that we've heard.
Right.
But yet that's your friend.
Right.
Like they say, with friends like those, you don't need enemies.
Right. And Gabby voted against her too. And weren't they all supposed to be Bambis? Oh gosh, it just to me.
When you got, what is it, 250 on the line, I guess Bambi goes out the window.
Well, yeah, like I said, these people, they're playing for something else too. I think they get more money the longer they stay on the show too. I think they have, their other deals and contracts.
Well, let's just say when coin is on the line, when money is out there,
because Michelle was so wrong. And then if that's your friend, why would you turn against your friend this early in the game?
And you know what? And another thing, I would be afraid to lead that charge because it's my friend, and if I'm wrong, how could I ever apologize?
Yeah.
I wouldn't lead that charge. Even if I eventually voted for her in the end, I would be reluctant to even vote for my friend, but I certainly wouldn't try to persuade everybody else to vote for my friend.
Yeah, so I didn't know.
I don't even know that I would vote for my friend because look, Nikki was getting so many votes and everything, it didn't even matter.
Right.
So I might have just voted for somebody I just felt was safe.
Right.
That my vote wouldn't matter, or somebody I didn't like.
Right.
It could have went either way, but I would have stepped back and not have voted for my friend, just because I could be wrong.
Right.
I could be wrong, and so and it's no reason that I had to vote for her.
Right.
I didn't have to vote for her, so I wouldn't have done it. It wasn't like it's either me or you. What can I do? Or what? It was nothing like that.
Yeah.
And I would have stepped away from that. No, that was not a good move. No,
now, what else, though, I noticed? Sam, who they decided to keep, he did mention that, there's been a lot of, drama or just kind of negativity toward Rob. But he says if Rob is here the next day, then I'm coming for him.
Yes.
So he did say that.
Yes, and that was good. He said that. I like that. I like 3 things that went down.
So Bob Harper.
Bob Harper.
Right.
Bob Harper called the exact perfect scenario.
So he points
Bob
out,
called it completely. The way it went down, the reason it went down.
Yeah, well, he pointed out that if Rob were a traitor, getting rid of another traitor like Bob early on would make him look like a hero to the faithfuls.
But hold on, he prefaced it by saying, I've been watching Rob for years.
Yeah.
I know how he moves.
Yep.
That's a very Rob-like move.
Yes, and it is.
And he hit the nail on the head.
All right.
The nail on the head, his observations were right, the action was right, and the reason that Rob did it to exert his dominance is exactly why.
And it unfortunately did not change the outcome of Nikki being banished.
It was a done deal.
Yeah.
It was a done deal with Nikki. I didn't think so. I didn't think it was going to go down that way with Nikki. Then they talking about Nikki's energy shifted and all that. The energy shifted because she saw what happened. That's all.
Right.
It didn't mean that she was a traitor, obviously, because she wasn't.
Right.
But they read that wrong.
Oh, completely.
It wasn't even close. Too many of them were wrong.
And 2 of the things we need to get into before we just kind of, assess the remaining cast. So Derek and Wes, they bond towards the end of the episode.
Yes.
And they start chatting about Rob. We know both of them believe that Rob is a traitor. But they also know...
3 of them. Those 2 that
those 2 started talking to each other.
Okay,
yeah, that's what I mean. Because they all came in the cage together.
Right.
And so I'm thinking, will they work together to get Rob out? I don't trust West at all. I've seen West play on the challenge, and I know the type of player he is.
Okay.
Derek likes to lay low.
Okay.
And he plays more like Sari plays.
Okay.
And then makes their move when, nobody's really looking. That's how he won Big Brother.
Okay.
So I don't know, but see, people could be a little bit afraid of both of them because both of them are strategically
right.
But it's interesting. Did you have thoughts on those two? Because you said a third person. Who was the third person you talking about? Bob?
Yeah.
Okay.
The third person is Bob because Bob believes that he said it with conviction. He just didn't follow through because he had too much to overcome. Because everybody was all dead set on Nikki, so he just didn't do, And Bob is not the most confrontational person, but he said that with absolute conviction, and he was dead on. He called it to a T, not just throwing it out there, I just wildly. He was like, this is A, B, C, D, puzzle solved, yeah.
Right, I like that. Yeah, I didn't think Bob had that wisdom in him, but he does.
Yeah, but he certainly does, yeah.
So that was good. So we'll see, like you said, those three, what they do. Before I get into Caroline and her troubles, which I said, Dylan shared with her that Danielle has been actively talking about her. So now Caroline's guards is up. And to me, Caroline has been playing the role of traitor well. She's been staying under the radar
very well,
and Danielle did not. I don't know. Okay, there's a couple things I can think what Danielle's thinking, but it's all wrong, and it really upsets me because I've started back watching her on season 3, and she is just a mastermind strategically. You would not know it's even the same human being. The way she's acting.
Well, on this one, she looks nervous.
Yeah.
Her facial expressions and the way she behaved with this last the mission that they were on was just like a fool.
Yeah, and I don't know if she thought causing chaos was a good thing, but then she realized that she made a mistake. Now, see, here's the problem. Her and Caroline could have worked together because they had the numbers to get Rob out. There's other people talking about Rob, and they want to get Rob out.
And
they're just scared of him.
And Carolyn wanted Bob out. I mean Rob. Why I keep calling him Bob? Because it's like two. Yeah. It was two Bobs and one Rob. Yeah, Boston Rob. She wanted him out from the very beginning. She did not like him. She didn't want, and she's never has changed. Danielle, on the other hand, was kind of a little bit more flexible toward him until she saw how he came guns blazing for Bob. The
drag queen.
Right.
And so I don't, but if she would have her and Caroline would just have talked to each other, she's feeling that, is Caroline working with Boston Rob? But Caroline,
but she's not.
See that.
But she's not.
To me, she should be able to see that because Boston Rob overtalks her all
the
time.
Right. And it is really true the way she's saying it. Nobody ever pays me any attention, which is working well for her.
Right.
You know. But then instead of Danielle looking at that, Danielle's going, well, she made it up to such and such on whatever show she was on, and
Survivor.
She made it to the finals. To the finals on Survivors, and blah blah blah. She's going around stabbing Carol.
And she shouldn't do that. So I think that's really bad play on her. I don't know how she's going. I don't know what's going to happen with her at this point. I think she's in danger.
Right.
And then now she put Caroline in a little bit of danger too. When nobody was even coming for her. We'll see. And it looks like next week that they're going to have it out at the table, but I don't know what that is. We don't know. When they show those previews.
Yeah. Well, we shall see, but oh boy.
So let's get into the players a little bit. Brittany Haynes. So Brittany, to me, is staying pretty low-key. We did see her a little bit, and I think her being low-key is good.
Well, that's her plan, to stay as off the radar as she possibly can. Like they say, flying under the radar, simply because staying longer increases her chances of winning. Plain and simple.
And she's and she is a person who you look at her is very unintimidating.
Right.
And she has played Big Brother 3 times.
Right.
She's played it twice the regular Big Brother and once Reindeer Games.
Right.
And, you know, she did really well on one season. I think she was like number 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then she came, you know, then she did pretty well in another season, and then we saw her on Reindeer Games. She was all of them. She did decently, so she knows the game.
Yeah, but so far in this one, she has really remained in the background.
Right.
Pretty much.
Which I think is dangerous. I think it's that dangerous in a good way for her, but a bad way for the Traitors. That's just me. I'm just thinking.
Okay.
I don't know what you think, or you
no,
don't think so.
No, I think she'll. You know, the people that stay around the longest are obviously the ones with the most potential to win and the potential to do harm, and to either be a traitor. If you don't know what they are. You don't know if they're traitor or faithful or whatever. But it will be someone who, you know, targets you. You know, she could be an enemy or she could be a good ally. You know, up until almost the very end. You know, so you just
now
don't know.
Remember. I don't know if you remember this, Mom, but she infamously, I guess
she stabbed Danielle. She
did.
Yes,
but Dan made her cry when they had like the Dan's funeral on Big Brother. Dan lied so much and blah blah blah, and she was believing his stuff, and she was over there crying crying over one of Dan's lies.
Oh yeah, that was the big thing, Dan's funeral. Yeah.
So whatever.
Well, I mean, there's some people cry easily. That is not anything to me.
Maybe she probably wanted to go home.
Yeah, that would not impress me at all.
Okay, so somebody else who I think has been playing really well, and they're not so much under the radar, is Bob Harper. Now I'm thinking that he's doing really well, and we see his strategic mind.
Yeah,
we see that
absolutely. So, Bob can read the room. And I mean, with laser focus, he can read the room. Yeah.
Sierra, I think that Sierra is coming on strong. Looked like she was dead in the water, and then I think now people may want to protect her a little bit more because she seemed like she just seems like a real faithful. Like I think people are starting to see that.
I see her as being more of a fighter than I thought she was going to be.
Yes.
I thought she was going to be just a lot more flaky.
Yeah.
But no, she'll stand up for herself and she'll defend herself. Yeah.
Yeah.
And which is good. Which is good. She'll defend herself without going over the top too. You know, she'll just sort of stand in her truth. In her case, she's standing in her truth. Yeah.
Then
some of them will stand just as strong in lies, you know, either way.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dylan, we know Dylan has been, you know, playing a pretty good game. Only thing
I think Dylan is also enjoying himself. I think
he
I
is.
think he's having a lot of fun with it too.
He is. I think that because he likes Rob, that might save him a little bit and I think Rob likes him at least for now. Because remember, Rob said he'll keep him around
until he gets ready to get rid of him.
Right. So and Danielle likes Rob.
Yeah.
So I think that's gonna help him.
I want to see them twist it up. I want to see something different. Mm-hmm. Let's see. I don't want it to be just you know, Dylan is just like a super fan and all that. I want to see Dylan, you know, flip the script.
Well, Ma, you know what can happen? We don't know, but what could happen is one of the other traitors gets killed and they bring Dylan in as a traitor.
Yeah.
That could definitely happen.
That's what I'm saying. Either way. Well, if they bring Dylan in as a traitor, it could end up being him and Rob working together.
Unless they get rid of Rob.
Unless they get rid of Rob. Right. Either way, I'd like to see them flip the script.
Well, something else is going to happen. We just don't know at what point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, between those two, with that
dynamic.
Yeah.
Then we have Dolores, and Dolores, she's getting a little bit more airtime. You know, she hasn't really done anything too much. You know, I can give or take Dolores. No offense.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Well, nothing that made her stand out yet.
Right.
You know,
right.
Not really. You know.
Chrishell to me is just being Chrishell from Selling Sunset, dippy and wearing cute clothes. I'm not getting a whole lot. I know Chrishell will fight though. That I know. Now she could be all wrong in her fight.
Well, isn't that what happened?
That's what
didn't we see? what happened with her.
What are you
I'm
getting
not
from
feeling
the show?
her. I'm not feeling her. I wish they would get her out too.
Yeah.
Just get her out.
Okay, we have Derek. You know I like Derek from Big Brother. Let's see what happens. The Big Brother people have not had good luck on Traitors except for Sari, but Sari is really a survivor person.
Right.
Derek, you know he normally has good reads. He didn't have good reads with Sierra. He does have good reads with Rob.
Right.
He's not having good reads with Caroline. He's not seeing that Caroline is a traitor.
Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah. And so, I don't know. Let's see.
Well, let's see. Most of them are all wrong. At least he's 1 for 3.
He's 1 for 3. Yeah. All right. Next we have Wes, and we know that Wes always likes to play a strong game. Just from what I've seen of him, I've seen him a couple times.
I was just introduced to Wes right here with this 3rd season of Traitors.
Yeah.
So, I don't know his history.
Oh, he's been around for a good 10, 15 years on different shows.
But I can tell you one thing, he's pretty shrewd in this season of Traitors for sure.
Listen, he was on, and I didn't see it, he's on House of Villains. Okay, so that's who he is, a villain.
Okay.
So he will play that role. And he's tough physically because he was on the Challengers. That's where he, does a lot of his stuff.
He seems to be pretty sharp mentally too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Gabby. I don't know about Gabby. Gabby is somebody that they can easily get rid of if they want to, because she just, I thought she had something in her, but she really wants to have that deer in the headlights thing.
Yeah, well, she wants to be Bambi or whatever.
Right.
The Bambi squad and all that nonsense.
No.
I don't think so. That's cute for deers, but I don't think it's so cute for young, grown women.
Yeah. Yeah, grown women.
Right.
She is no child.
Right.
Okay. Caroline, like I said, Caroline had been playing a pretty decent game, but now people are going to be a little bit more suspicious of her, I think.
Right. Well, as the numbers dwindle and all these faithfuls are going, they've only had one traitor leave.
Right.
And, they got all these faithfuls going, they're going to start becoming more suspicious of everybody just because of the numbers. What are you going to do?
Right, but they just don't know how many traitors. They don't know if there's only 2 traitors left or if it's 3. They have no idea.
Well, still, they know it's at least 2.
They know it's at least 2.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, Lord Ivor, to me, he does not seem to give much except he just runs his mouth. Like, he kind of is all wrong with his take.
Right. He kind of goes along with the crowd.
Yeah.
I don't see too much independent thought coming from him. Not yet. He just sort of hangs out and listens and see what everybody else says. I'm not seeing any strategy with him. Now, maybe there is some and he's just laying in the cut. To see how everything goes and just to try to hang on as long as he can,
Yeah.
But, or either he really is just there as scenery,
right.
Because I haven't seen or heard any strategy from him. Not yet.
No.
Not yet.
Me neither.
There's still time now, of course, but not yet.
All right. And then we have Boston Rob, of course. It doesn't matter. Boston Rob, we know he plays.
He's out there.
A wild game.
And
that's what he wants.
Absolutely. He's out there and he's not trying
to
hide it.
He's going for broke.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sam, he had, one good take this week. But I'm not feeling Sam's personality. And maybe this is bad. When I look at Sam, I feel like he's just getting stuff off of Britney Spears.
Yeah.
And so I don't really care for him too much.
Right. It's nothing in there but just Sam with the, a headband, an accordion headband on.
Oh, but he was in the shower. We saw that. Remember that? I was like, why are they showing that?
Please.
And next we have Tom Sandoval. Now, he's another one that you could just get away because he just to me seems very creepy. Doesn't he seem strange?
I don't know what's going on with him. I'm not even sure why he's there, but okay. Really, because there's some people who so far have added little or nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there are other people who are, who are holding it down and making the show interesting.
Yeah.
And other people are just there for the big breakfast.
Now we have Danielle. Now Danielle is bringing a lot of drama. She just isn't playing the game well.
She really is not. It's like she's saying, it's like she's guilty. It's
Yeah.
just like she's saying, I'm guilty. I really am a traitor, y'all. If you haven't guessed, here I am. Here I am.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, she's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I mean, Bob wasn't that much. Bob was just flamboyant, period.
That's just his
Bob the drag
personality.
queen,
Yeah.
yeah. But he wasn't, you know, just drawing the target on his back.
No.
He just did not do that. But Danielle is.
And like you said, she looks like she's frightened. She looks flustered. It just doesn't seem like the same person.
Let's just see, because Danielle just looks like she's just not going to be there that long.
No, it looks like her time is coming to an end soon. But you know,
and she's surrendering.
Yeah,
you know, rather than making them come get her, she's turning herself in.
Yeah. So yeah, the Traitors is pretty much in full swing, and we're seeing a lot of alliances are starting to crumble, and you know, people are behaving badly. Anything that you want to add, Ma?
No, I just want to say that there's a lot of drama going on. I can't wait to see the demise of a couple people. A couple people are there, they're just like hangs on, not really bringing anything to the show,
right.
Not really having exciting personalities or participating in any way. And then other people are just so cutthroat and they just need to go head on home,
right.
Because they bring in unnecessary drama and not playing the game in a way that is positive, but playing in the game in a way that now, you know, everybody is, you know, hypersensitive, hyper aware, and
right.
You know, so well, let's just see. But you know, I guess they had the same thing pretty much last season.
Now
but I think these are more interesting.
Yeah,
these are more exciting.
But these are more chaotic traitors, and I've never seen any traitors like this.
Okay, and these traitors, I think Rob really brought a different standard when he did what he did so early on against another traitor.
Yeah.
So I think he set the tone right there. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Thanks for hanging with us for the Bamgboshe Happy Hour Let's Talk Traitors Season 3 recap, guys. Don't forget to catch our regular episodes of the Bamgboshe Happy Hour dropping every Thursday and most Sundays. We know that you all love to keep it real with us. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button so you never miss out on the fun. Bye. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and check out full episodes of the Bamgboshe Happy Hour podcast, streaming on most platforms.